in, have a seat. Now, Old Mutual aims to provide the launch pad needed for new artists to achieve their dreams and be their exceptional best. AMP to Icon mentors Sipho, Hotstix, Mabuse and Khuli Chana took to the stage last night to share their AMP to Icon hero conversation. They are with us today alongside Old Mutual's Head of Financial Education, Dr. John Manyike, or Mr. John Manyike, to share the powerful insights that came from this. How are you?
Good. I'll take it.
It's just because you look so smart today. Welcome to the Loft. Wow, we've got absolute legends in the Loft today. We're very excited to have you. So I think it was at one of the AMP sessions that you said that, you know, we're busy being entertained by these musicians, but nobody's in the business is taking care of them and their financial safety and security. So how does Old Mutual aim to do this?
So we have a full-on program that is going to focus on giving financial education to young and upcoming artists, including the well-established artists, because there are a lot of challenges in the music industry. So this is our way as Old Mutual to bring music and the power of knowledge together, you know, to try and empower people to make the right decision. Because the reality here is, the dream of becoming rich and famous tends to overshadow the need to actually be rational and make informed financial decisions. There is a lack of financial literacy for musicians. They don't understand the contracting, the royalties that are involved in all those dynamics. And that's why we've got these great icons here to actually take us through their journey and how they navigated that.
You know, I studied at an art school, and it always amazed me how at art school they teach you to be an artist, they teach you to be a musician, they teach you to be a ballerina or an actress, but nobody teaches you how to send an invoice for the work that you're busy learning to do. So the business of the entertainment business is so important. Have you guys gone through any contracts or business decisions that you wish you could have done differently?
Well, I have quite a few of them. I think the advantage I probably had was I had an education of some sort. But, you know, listening to what you're saying, the biggest challenge is for an artist to try to be everything. And I always emphasize the importance of having management, having someone that has an interest in you, not only because you are a source of income for them, but at the same time they also have a personal interest in what you do, so that they deal with those kind of things. Now, you create a greater team that way, that you concentrate on what you know best and he does what he knows best. And somewhere along the line, both of you will benefit from that experience.
That's brilliant advice. And I think contracts are really important, like knowing what you're going to do in the divorce before you get married, I think is vital. So, I mean, where do you think a lot of musicians get it wrong when they're planning their financial future?
You know, I think the fact that people don't consult a lot, they don't try to talk to experts, whether it's a lawyer or to speak to a financial advisor, but any information that you can get before you make that decision is very important. A lot of us, not just artists, we are where we are because we didn't listen. So we need to listen to somebody who's actually been there before.
Exactly. And you're going to be mentoring as well. So you're just going to be available to anybody at the AMP studios. How does it work?
So, I mean, you know, I'm going to be there. I'm going to dedicate some time to, you know, develop artists, you know, listen, you know, jam, give some advice. However, you know, I mean, for me, it's just an opportunity to, you know, pass on all the knowledge, all the wisdom that I have. And I'm also going in there as a student, because there's a lot to learn. Just from the hero conversation, I just soaked in so much.
Amazing.
And
Did you, either of you, have any mentors when you were starting out in business and in music?
Not really. You know, I always talk to people about the system of education in this country, where for black people, economics was not a non-starter. People were not ever educated around economics. You either had to become a lawyer or a doctor or a nurse or a teacher. So when it came to being an economist, you know, which invariably the music industry is all about making all these records and selling them and all this income that comes through. Suddenly you're faced with this huge, you know, this deluge of money coming through from all sources, but you don't know how to manage it. And this was one of the things that we were challenged with, not being able to, get the right type of education through, to deal with finances and so on. Yeah. And it has been always the challenge. It's why I always say to people, if I knew what I know now about money,
yeah. What would you have done differently?
I probably would have bought this whole TV station.
But you know what? It is an issue. I think when you get successful all of a sudden, it's very difficult to think of what life is going to be like for you later, because you're living the rock and roll. You just want to, have the flashy car and the bling and the woman and the parties.
Trust me, this problem is not only South Africans.
No.
South African.
Everybody.
I read. This whole industry is littered with people who've made millions. But somewhere along the line, they have this manager, who doesn't understand probity, and then he just goes out and spends the money of the artist. I mean, a classic example, Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Oh, 500, $1 million, $100 million dollars taken, and he didn't even know where it disappeared to.
Sure. Well, it probably went to legal cases, because didn't he smack one of his wives? So sorry, Billy Joel, too bad.
Oh, he deserves it.
He deserves it.
No. But that's what I'm saying. But he's not the only one. There's quite a few of them.
I think for musicians, we've always been susceptible to like squandering cash, because you have to understand, if you make what somebody makes in a month, now I make it in like 15 minutes sometimes.
Yeah. Are you married?
No. So in 15 minutes, you make what somebody makes in 30 days. And that's like every weekend. Sure. So you start thinking, nah, I should be all right.
You think it's going to be forever.
You think it's going to be forever. So I got lucky. You asked about a mentor, Kabelo, Bogalove. I'll always be forever, grateful. Because he's just one of the guys who gave me a call and said, yo, listen, this thing is not forever. Yeah. So gave me some numbers, found me a financial advisor, and things started to shape up from there.
That's so important, because having somebody that you can trust, and somebody who's going to go through your contracts that you trust. But gentlemen, we're going to continue this conversation. I can speak to you forever. I'm so lucky to have the three of you here today. So an innovative and engaging cultural springboard of raw, inspiring, practical financial guidance and coaching for aspiring musicians. We will eagerly be following what's happening at the Old Mutual AMP Studios and sharing it with you right here on Afternoon Express.